Creative Tech Podcast. Hi, I'm Kaori Ray, product designer and author. Our mission is to help people in their career and lives by sharing their creative and technology stories. Hello, Will.
Hey, nice to see you.
Yes, thank you so much for attending our podcast today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So it's our first time to speak, but we were in the same venue.
Yeah.
Takeoff Tokyo
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah, that was such a great event.
Yeah. And then you are the winner.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, cool. So please imagine there are our audience.
I'm imagining.
So could you please tell us about yourself? What's your name and what do you do in Tokyo?
Yeah. I'm Bohn. I'm the CEO of Digital Will, the company behind Wordle.
Your company name is Digital Will.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, Digital Will.
Yeah.
Oh, super simple name.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then what products do you make?
It's the product is Wordle.
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 What is Wordle?
So think of like portal and web. You smash the words together and you get Wordle. WORTAL. Yes. Our engineering team likes to, in the past when we made previous products, they would always make product names that started with W. So it's kind of an ongoing inside joke in the company. So Wordle itself is a platform for game developers to develop one version of their game, and with that one version of their game, distribute that game out to as many different places as once without having to alter their code. So the nice thing about that is like they actually reduce their costs while increasing the amount of potential reach and revenue that they get. And then it's better for the users too, because the users are going to get a better experience based on the optimizations that our system does per channel that the users are, like the people who play the games, play it on. So
I see. So your product is for like the people who create games.
yes. Yeah.
And platform.
And the platform. So we actually work very closely with like Facebook is one of them, Crazy Games. We're starting to get more games on Telegram actually now, which is another, a big messaging app with over 900 million users. So these are really big, cool initiatives that we're doing together with these big companies.
So I have, I think, at least 3 questions.
All right.
Yeah, a lot. So let's talk about recap of Takeoff Tokyo 2024. Yeah. So why did you decide to join the pitch contest?
Well, I wanted to challenge myself, and I also wanted the world to get to know about our Wordle product more, and also get some feedback from judges and other people, what it is that we were doing. So entered into the pitch contest, and out of 200 companies that had applied, we got down into the 50 group that actually presented, and then down into the semifinals, which I think was like 25, and then the finals, which was 6, and then we came out on top. And so I think that then showed strong validation from these venture capitalists that were there being the judges, saying like, oh, this is actually a good idea, there's a strong business model, there's a strong potential for what it is that we're doing. So really happy to feel validated by experts in the field.
So thanks to the winning at the contest, is it made your life changing? Change or it's okay? What do you think?
So I think so I mean, we're doing a round of fundraising right now, and so the it's certainly gotten a lot more interest out of potential investors and things. So in that respect, it's kind of helped us because now we're already validated by these people that knowledgeable in the space, and that we had won the actual contest. So I think in that way it's made conversations a lot easier and getting to know new people in the industry a lot easier. But I don't know, it's like that when you turn 20 or 21, you wake up thinking, wow, I'm just gonna feel like completely different. It was like that. It didn't feel like life-changing, but I do know that it actually has a really big impact on our company's future, and what it is that we're continuing to do. So it's still it's a moment I'll never forget.
Okay, so next question. So in the venue, Takeoff Tokyo 2024, did you talk with interesting people, or did you meet the new cool people, or?
We met with a lot of really cool, interesting people. Met up with some old friends that I hadn't seen in a long time, like Kobayashiko-san. Yeah, who's
Kyo-san?
Yeah.
He is like this here.
Yeah.
From San Francisco.
Yeah,
you knew him.
So I knew him from when I was at grad school, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember he was like one of the first successful exits for Japan at the time, and then I was like, oh hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. He's like, oh wow, crap, it's Will. Hey, what's up? And at that time, he didn't speak any English way back then, and then get to speak a little bit with him in English and Japanese. It was really nice to see him doing well, and kind of reconnect. But we also got to meet with lots of other potential partners and as well, and kind of get more back connected into the startup scene in Japan, especially since we kind of got shut in because of the whole coronavirus thing. So I think Takeoff Tokyo and some of the other events that are coming out now is kind of a reopening, I think, of Japan to actually have more in-person events, and kind of people actually being able to get out and meet each other again. So
I see. Yeah, speaking of Kobayashi Kyo-san, so me and Ayame-chan, so our responsibility was sit down just in front of the stage, and then we encourage guest speaker, wow, or woo, or like that. And then I really enjoyed Kyo-san's stage. And of course, other speakers also say almost the same thing. So my key takeaway from Takeoff Tokyo was, one, if you have any idea, just do it right now. And then second is, maybe if you are Japanese, had better to start own business in here. And then if you feel kind of okay, so after that you can challenge to San Francisco or the US market. He said at least 10 times super harder. Because many competitors, and then of course they have American dream, but hard, he said. Oh, interesting. And then third is having a community is so important. Because as an entrepreneur, we tend to be lonely. And also it's difficult to keep motivation. Right? Stable. So that like we tend to up and down. That's why joining good community, we can keep great motivation,
Yep.
sharing our story.
Mhm.
These three topic is super came to me.
Yep.
Mm.
I definitely agree with all those points as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, especially like the community aspect is, I mean, super, important, because that's what feeds like the whole ecosystem. I think in general, like that energy level. Like if you don't have that energy level, then it's hard to get more people involved in the startup scene. So then you just have people stuck in big giant Japanese companies, I think.
I see. Interesting. And then I talked with a investor person. He wants to invest to founder or just potential entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
But in here Japan,
Mhm.
it's difficult to find startup who want to challenge to the US market.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, he also don't know Japanese startup tend to have maybe mindset is only looking for Japan.
I think so.
Oh, you agree?
I think like, or like South, like if they look abroad, they're maybe looking to Southeast Asia as like another stepping stone. I don't know. There's a little bit more of a blinders effect for startups in Japan, I think. So I think it's unfortunate, but then they limit themselves to solving Japanese problems as opposed to problems that are a little bit more universal, I think. So maybe that's just a challenge. And I don't think tackling Japanese specific problems are a bad idea. It's just you have to be mindful of like how much that's going to be able to scale as a business, and just be okay with that.
What do you think? Why many Japanese startups they hesitate to go to there, or they tried and then failed and then gave up? Just your observation or yes.
So I've observed it many times throughout my career about these companies trying to go abroad and then failing. I think one of the biggest mistakes that they make is they still try to control everything very much like out of Japan. So it's like a central control system. Whereas like if you look like I think I can't remember. It was like I think it's IKEA or somebody, but they actually they empower like the local countries to sort of adapt things to the markets that they're entering into. I mean, obviously, no matter where you go, you're going to have the meatballs that they have at IKEA, but trust in having people locally in the ground run the day-to-day operations and to help with the strategy for those overseas operations is really critical. And so some sort of partnership is needed there, I think.
Okay, so you mean, for example, this Japanese company want to success in the US, maybe New York or San Francisco, and then they send some Japanese people, and then HQ people want to control. That's why I felt. So I agree. So I saw many Japanese expat people in New York, and then so like bank or financial company or whatever in branch in New York, beautiful office, many people, but CEO, local CEO is always expat. From Tokyo 3 years and then bye. Again.
It's kind of demotivating to know that I can only go so far in a company, I feel. And just like if you run, for that example, like you were saying, like I'm sure those Japanese banks were still operating with like Japanese practices in like the US, and so then you have like a bit of a culture clash. So then like I don't know, no one's gonna, especially like American people, aren't gonna want to work in a super Japanese, environment, I think.
You have many experience working in Japan and also from the US.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about your observation? What is the difference in web design between Japan and in the US?
So I think there's some convergence happening more and more with web design. I think historically, since today, Japan, with the way they have web design landing pages, it's like infinite scroll, like you just keep going, there are no other pages. Whereas if you go to other more Western or non-Japanese websites, in terms of design, it's a lot more simple, and then things are broken up into different sites, and they make sure to do more technical things like have proper alt tags for the images and make things more readable for SEO purposes. Whereas in Japan, sometimes you can have the actual landing pages could actually just be one entire giant image. I've seen it before. It's just one image, just one giant ping file, and so that can happen too. So, and I've seen all sorts of bizarre stuff. And then if we talk about other specific examples, I think it's gotten better, but a lot of people complain about Rakuten's site or still other shopping sites. It's just so cluttered with stuff. It's it's overwhelming with information. Whereas if you compare that to say an Amazon sort of experience, things are a little more spaced out and there's more carousels and things aren't as cram-packed, I think. So there's a little bit more spacing, I feel like. It's not as in your face.
Yeah, I see. Have you ever asked to Japanese professional people why Japanese website has tons of information? Have you ever?
I've asked the question, and I think the answer is they just want to make sure that they cover all the bases all on that one page, and that there aren't any other pages to go to. And then they're also thinking about kind of mobile first in a way, and that people are kind of just keep scrolling. And so that kind of fits into a lot of Japanese people are experiencing the web and the sites through either their smartphones or garake. And so it's easier for people to interact with things that way.
Okay, last question, Will.
Yeah.
Tell us about your dream in 5 years and 10 years. Whatever.
So, really, my real dream is with my company is to, grow out Wordle and, provide and sort of fulfill its mission for developers, where they can, make one version of their game and distribute it, that game, across the world, and that we can help more of these game developers, especially as there's a whole bunch of layoffs going out around the country, or not around the world now.
Yeah.
These are going to end up being indie game studios. They're going to need the extra help, and we want to be able to help those people to make their lives in terms of focusing on making games a lot easier. So I want to fulfill that mission, and I want to make a success for startups here in Japan, and show that Japan is a place where you can have that Japan startup American dream or whatever, and that other people can do it too. And then I also want to continue to provide to the community and do what I can to support, because I do know how difficult it is, and want to be able to just help as many people as possible.
I see. Do you have your community in Tokyo?
So yeah, most of the people I know are based out of Tokyo. I still have some good friends in the U.S., Korea, and like my ex coworkers that I've had over the years. But most of my network really is based out of here in Tokyo.
So I mean, do you have your meetup or something?
So I haven't set up my own digital will conference or anything like that yet.
Do you want?
I think there'll be a time with Wordle where we have enough things to talk about and provide that it'll make sense. So I'd like for us to get to that point, but with everything it's like step by step. But I mean, right now I'm just even individually just talking with people and doing what I can, and our company is working with the developers that we do work with just to help them along and provide feedback and do the very best that we can, both here in Japan and overseas as well.
I see. Great. Okay, so do you have some information about some like a new launch or something if you want to speak up?
Yeah, sure. So actually, we're launching together with Telegram's Ton Play group. We'll be launching together with them their Play Deck platform with all sorts of monetization features using Wordle. And so, really would encourage anybody in the game development space to check out our website at wordle.ai and then get signed up, and would love to have any sort of feedback and help any way that we can. Is just one of the launches that we have, and we'll have more launches and things I think within this month that I'll be able to start being able to talk about. So it's a very exciting month for us.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Will, thank you so much for your amazing wisdom.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Pleasure.
so much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening our Creative Tech podcast today. We hope our story to help your career and life. See you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening our Creative Tech podcast today. We hope our story to help your career and life. See you soon. Bye bye.